Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and here's the headline that's getting everybody in the XRP community a bit concerned and upset, and I understand why. Here it is from Crypto News Flash. MoneyGram partners with Stellar for transaction settlement. XLM shoots up 14%. XLM, of course, is Stellar's coin, the Stellar Lumen. And so it's bye-bye XRP. MoneyGram, they have moved on from Ripple, now with Stellar here. And I have a lot to say about this. Now, based on the information that is publicly available about this, and by the way, all we have that I'm aware of to this point is the official press release from MoneyGram. It is not clear what they mean when they're talking about settlement and this or that. I'm going to share with you specifics from the press release, and I'm going to articulate my case, but I have a lot to say about this. And for anybody out there that's concerned, oh my gosh, does it even make sense for XRP to be used as a bridge currency? Yes, so the announcement of this very unclear press release for MoneyGram does not change anything, and the idea of utilizing a stable coin as a bridge for cross-border payments still makes as little sense as it did before this news hit the scene, and I will explain why. But what else do I got here? I've got so many tabs open here. I've got comments on this topic from Ripple employee Matt Hamilton. I'll probably share those at the very end of this video. I've got updates about the creator of this coin, USDC. SEC's coming after them. Oh yeah, they're Gary Gensler. Join the party. Join the party. All right. There's a lot going on here, but before going further, I do want to be clear that I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby, just for fun. So let's start with this to make sure everybody has sufficient parts of the backstory. And I'm going to be as quick with the backstory as possible, but you need to be aware of this, or else this story ain't going to make no damn sense. Here's a headline from March 9th of this year, 2021. This happens to be from FinExtra, but every outlet and talks about crypto under the sun covered this. Ripple and MoneyGram wind down partnership. And so it's certainly the case that after the SEC filed its legal complaint against Ripple, claiming that they sold XRP as an unregistered security, it devastated liquidity of XRP in the United States and thus Ripple's product on-demand liquidity, and it fatally wounded their partnership with MoneyGram. That much is clear. And so here now we have this headline that's scaring the hell out of people over the last 24 hours, or maybe it's been a little over 12 hours it's been announced. However long it's been. It's scaring the hell out of people, and this is just an instance of the SEC effectively picking winners and losers, deciding that Ripple is the loser, and who's benefiting now? Potentially Stellar, potentially Circle issuing USDC, and MoneyGram, at least at this moment, they're still fine. Although, as you'll see as I go through this, though, I'm not convinced at all that what they're talking about when they say settlement is the same process that we're talking about in terms of utilizing XRP as a bridge currency. It's just not clear, and I'll explain why in just a moment. And then there was this. So we knew that there were rumblings about something between MoneyGram and Stellar for some time. Here's a headline from July 23rd of this year from the Daily Hodl. Crypto platform Stellar looking to acquire payments giant MoneyGram. And I remember reporting this, and I was like, well, that's rather interesting and peculiar. We'll see if anything comes of this. So anyway, the Stellar Development Foundation reportedly wants to acquire payments giant MoneyGram. Citing people familiar with the matter, Bloomberg reports that the non-profit organization behind the blockchain payment platform Stellar Lumens, or XLM, that's the coin, is working with Boston-based private equity firm Advent International on the potential acquisition. And so that never happened. I don't know if something's going to change. I'm not privy to any sort of private information. The most recent news I could find on this was from September 20th this year. This is a Yahoo Finance piece titled MoneyGram stock is falling into bargain territory. International payments transfer platform MoneyGram International stock was buoyed on takeover speculation in July, but shares have since pulled back into bargain territory. As the world's third largest cross-border payments platform, the company amassed speculation of preliminary takeover interest from private equity firm Advent International and Stellar Development Foundation. Neither companies commented on the fervor, and the fervor eventually fizzled, enabling shares to bottom out at $8.27. And so we don't know what that partnership, had it unfolded that way, would have looked like, but it has not happened. And so then we've got this. Here's a headline from Protocol. Gary Gensler just compared stablecoins to poker chips. Well, this might be highly relevant since MoneyGram and USDC and Stellar Lumens are somehow working in a way that isn't actually yet described in the only piece of information that's been made publicly available about this. But take a look at this. Because again, we're talking about stablecoins being used by MoneyGram. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler compared stablecoins to casino gambling as his agency ramps up scrutiny of cryptocurrencies. And by the way, this is an article from September 22nd this year, so not long ago, just a number of weeks. Here's a quote from Gary Gensler. These stablecoins are acting almost like poker chips at the casino right now. That's a problem. And what else did we learn just the other day, October 5th, just a couple days ago? This is from Yahoo Finance. This is a big deal. Public filing from crypto company Circle reveals ongoing SEC investigation. Well, that can't be good. And not that I want the SEC to go after, like, don't take this wrong. Just because I'm articulating why I think it's silly to put a stablecoin in place of, the use case where XRP is being used as a bridge currency. I'm not saying I want stablecoins to be attacked by the SEC or anything like that. And also, I welcome the competition. And if this is actually a better solution than what Ripple has with RippleNet and on-demand liquidity, then let the market figure it out. But I sure as hell don't think so. And don't worry, I'm going to get into the specifics of exactly why as we go through this latest Moon Lambo hot jam. But I got to finish setting this all up here. So anyway, piece reads as follows. Circle, the cryptocurrency company and stablecoin issuer, revealed through a public filing that it is under investigation by the Securities and Exchange Commission. The news outlet CoinDesk first reported the investigation. A Circle spokesperson told Yahoo Finance that, quote, Circle is cooperating in an ongoing SEC investigation. Our October S4 filing references a continuation to the July 2021 SEC subpoena previously disclosed in our August S4 filing, end quote. So in its most recent public filing, Circle stated that in July 2021, it, quote, received an investigative subpoena from the SEC Enforcement Division requesting documents and information regarding certain holdings, customer programs, and operations, end quote. So there you go. The SEC, this is a federal investigation on behalf of the United States, trying to find out exactly how Circle operates. So they're going to want to know everything. How are these USDC coins issued? How are they actually backed? What's functionally going on here? Because it's broadly adopted. It's on a bunch of different exchanges here. Also, interestingly, Stellar Lumens, the XLM here, which by the way I hold. I've been holding it since late 2017. Because I'm not a maximalist. I'm very pro XRP. It's my favorite cryptocurrency. I love the utility of it, but I am pro crypto in general, just to be super duper clear here. That's why not everything that I talk about on this channel is exclusively XRP. It's always through the lens of an XRP holder because that's just what I'm interested in. And if you're here, you must be too, right? But take a look at this. As a result of this news, which does not use XLM, it does not use the Stellar Lumens token, Stellar's been pumping. Crypto, right, guys? Has nothing to do with actual fundamental adoption of the actual token. We're talking about the Stellar blockchain in some ambiguous way being used. Yes, that is true. And we can only theorize about that. For instance, there's a built-in exchange because it's just like the XRP ledger in that sense. Because for those of you not in the know, Stellar Lumens, this blockchain, it actually is a copy, quite literally, of the XRP ledger, and then it was tweaked in various ways. But it's functionally the same damn thing, which is part of the reason it's blazing fast, also. But yes, it does also have a built-in exchange. But there's no evidence. There's no word from MoneyGram or Stellar or anyone on the planet that XLM is being used, yet the coin itself pumped. Fascinating. So it's up, at the time I'm recording this, 13.34% within the last 24 hours. Well, how about that? And so here we're getting to the press release now. And please, I hope you guys can stick through this. I don't know if this is going to be too long of a video, but the part where I'm really going to break this down, it's right after I cover this part. So please stick with me if you've got the time. because that's the part that I think people are most interested in. It's just I can't plop it down at the front of the video because it won't make any damn sense. You know, I like to give the meat up front in instances where I can, and I'm sure you guys know I do that a lot of the time, but in this instance, I really felt the need to properly set this all up here, so I want to do it sequentially, but I promise I'm about to get to this. I just got to cover a few parts of this, and so this is from PR Newswire, and this news here was provided by MoneyGram. And it's titled, MoneyGram announces innovative partnership with the Stellar Development Foundation to utilize blockchain technology. Here you go. So MoneyGram International, the global leader in the evolution of digital peer-to-peer payments, today announced a partnership with the Stellar Development Foundation, a non-profit organization that supports the development and growth of Stellar, an open-source public blockchain that allows money to be tokenized and transferred anywhere in the world. MoneyGram's network, integrated with the Stellar blockchain and facilitated through Circle's USD coin, which is USDC, will enable cash funding and payout in local currency for consumers using USDC, as well as near-instant back-end settlement capabilities. So let me pause right there. And so if you just heard all of that and you still don't know what a payment flow looks like, including settlement, you're not stupid, you didn't miss anything. They didn't say. Like to anybody, even people involved in crypto, without providing sufficient detail, that's a bunch of gobbledygook. It is. So if you're sitting there wondering why it doesn't make sense, it's because there's not sufficient details. So I'm not saying their partnership doesn't in some way make sense. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that they haven't articulated what they're doing. That, and you'll see. And then so just hang with me. Then they write, for consumers, the partnership will provide the ability to seamlessly convert USDC to cash or cash to USDC. Well, that's a little bit different. Please remember that sentence. I'm going to bring it back up in a couple minutes. But that is, it sounds very different than what Ripple is doing in positioning XRP as a bridge currency. I know that when they're using the word settlement and a lot of what they're citing here, people especially since Stellar's a part of this, which is viewed by many to be a competitor of Ripple, rightly or wrongly. I understand. You see you see settlement, you see MoneyGram, you see Stellar, and you just think, oh my gosh, they're taking over Ripple's use case. There's no evidence of that. Okay, there literally is not. And I'll break it down further in just a moment. Let me continue going through this. They write as follows: this increases the utility and liquidity of digital assets while also enabling more consumers to participate in the digital economy. The impact of this partnership is expected to grow as more wallets and companies join the Stellar network. This partnership also revolutionizes the settlement process. That's the part that scared everybody, right? The settlement process, but isn't Ripple doing a settlement thingy? Calm down, it's okay, we'll get to it. For the first time, settlement with MoneyGram will occur in near real time using Circle's USDC, the world's fastest growing dollar digital currency. This enables an accelerated collection of funds, improving efficiency and reducing risks. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's what I want to say about all this. Not all exchanges accept the United States dollar. Okay, and mind you, USDC, United States dollar coin. Not all exchanges, just in a general sense, if you want to get onboarded onto the exchange, not all exchanges on the planet accept the United States dollar. So for these exchanges, why would they add a stable coin such as USDC? Why would they do that? In particular, if it's designed to be used as a bridge like XRP is. And liquidity matters too. And I understand that USDC is the second largest stablecoin on the planet in terms of market cap. But look, XRP is already being traded on most cryptocurrency exchanges on the planet. So if you want to use a stablecoin as a bridge currency, it would need to be on most exchanges on the planet. And that's a lot of counterparty risk for every exchange on the planet to take on just to bridge a currency. And so if you want a global solution, it would need to be everywhere like XRP is. And so you could have a pool of USDC stablecoin on an exchange where the United States dollar is not a currency that people in that specific geographic region even use. Like, can you think about this? Think about this. Can you imagine, like, let's say I want to convert my United States dollars into the Mexican peso. would it make sense for me to throw in a Thai bot, their currency, the Thai currency, the Thai bot stablecoin into that transaction? Would that make sense? Does it, if so, please articulate how. Please let me know how that would make any sense in the world, and who's going to hold it, who's going to implement that technology, what's the business model, how is it profitable, how are you going to make sure there's sufficient liquidity of now the Thai bot stablecoin the world over, because you don't have that with the United States, any United States dollar stablecoin either. You just frankly don't have it. And so if you want to make that a global solution, and you need to do that in every geographic region on the planet. That's a much more far-fetched outcome to all of this than XRP being used as a bridge currency. It's already on most exchanges, XRP is, and it's decentralized, so there's no counterparty risk. With these other stablecoins, not other stablecoins, but with the stablecoins, because XRP is not, it's a decentralized cryptocurrency, but with the stablecoins, there is counterparty risk. And so I understand that there are a lot of exchanges that hold it because it's part of the demand for customers. That's one thing. But are you going to be able to convince exchanges whose customers don't need it because they're not going to be converting to that because that's not the fiat, a digital version of the fiat currency that they use? Why would they take on that risk and hold it? That's an incredible sell. I mean, the margins are razor thin on this stuff as is. I don't see how that's a pitch. I don't see how this can be a global solution. And that's if they were positioning a stable coin as a bridge currency, which they have not articulated, right? They absolutely have not stated that's what they're doing. And so, look, there are a lot of exchanges that list the USDC, like I said, but, just because USDC is on a bunch of exchanges now, and it is, of course I'll cede that point, that's reality. But that doesn't mean that these exchanges will just interface with payment and settlement software that utilizes USDC, if such software even exists. And there's no claim that there is, by the way. So that's just like, although it's the case that XRP is on most cryptocurrency exchanges today, it's on most, on the entire planet. Ripple cannot force these exchanges to then implement RippleNet and on-demand liquidity utilizing XRP as a bridge currency. So just like Ripple can't force that, and it's a tough sell. It's a very tough sell for any entity, whether it's Stellar or MoneyGram or Circle, to convince exchanges, to take on this counterparty risk, the USDC that's under investigation by the SEC. When their customers don't even want to use the damn thing because it doesn't make sense. Why throw the United States dollar, a digital version of that, into those payment and settlement flows? It simply does not make sense. And so you're not addressing the issues of trust there, and I'm still not convinced there's even a business model there, but you're certain as hell just not addressing the issues of trust. And so check this out. It gets even more interesting. Forbes reported in their article on this story that, quote, customers will be able to convert cash into and out of USDC for instant pickup at MoneyGram locations, end quote. Well, that doesn't sound like the future of money to me. So you go to a physical location to receive your money. What, kind of like people go to banks still because it's weird that people do in 2021 for various reasons. That certainly sounds a little bit backwards, does it not? And so if a MoneyGram app allows things to be done digitally, that would be more appealing. So that if there's an option so you don't have to go to a store, that would make more sense. But there's a bigger issue here. If you're talking about allowing customers to convert their stablecoin USDC into actual United States dollars, then you're looking to onboard new customers that are already in the world of crypto. Because that's the only way they'd have USDC, is if they're already in the world of crypto. And currently, that's something like 3% of the global population. So almost no one, effectively. Whereas Ripple's approach has been to use XRP in the plumbing as a bridge currency, so any person that moves money is a potential customer. And right now, there is no indication that this is what MoneyGram, Stellar, and Circle are trying to do. There's no indication of that. If they are doing that, they should publicly make that clear, but they have not. And so people see these buzzwords, a settlement, And then they see the company names MoneyGram, Stellar, Circle, USDC. Like, oh my gosh, it's an attack on XRP and blah, 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 blah. Well, okay, again, if they are doing that, they need to articulate that. They have not. In fact, again, the way that this is worded, it sounds more like they're certainly recognizing the future. So I'm not saying what they're doing is bad or stupid. I'm just saying there's no evidence that it's in line with what Ripple is attempting to do. It looks like they're trying to cater to people that are already in crypto the way that this stuff is worded. I'm not even 100% sure on that because it's not clear. It's a very vague press release that doesn't give it does not give specifics about how payment and settlement flows would work under this whole process. So, it's... Hold on one second. I made a couple notes here. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. All right. Now there's... Yeah. So, look, let me just say this. If MoneyGram and Stellar and Circle are trying to do what Ripple's doing, like I said, they need to make it clear they just haven't right now. But then they still have all the trouble of offering a customer support team. They'll also need a sales team to acquire new customers, and that won't be cheap. And how will this all be profitable? And how will it be cheaper than Ripple's solution with on-demand liquidity? And beyond that, since Stellar Lumens XLM is not being used in any money flows at all, what is the Stellar blockchain specifically being used for? What are some real-world examples of transaction flows between Stellar, USDC, and MoneyGram? We don't know at this point. So people should just not jump to conclusions. I'm not saying that what they're doing is bad. There could be some real smart reasons for this partnership. I'd say that's probably more likely than not. I'm just saying it's something that's a different animal, in all likelihood, at least, at this point. Because, just the idea of trying to utilize, a specific stablecoin that is representative of just one fiat currency, and then with all the counterparty risk, because again, it's even more risky than the dollar, which is losing value, because it's a representation on top of that from a company, Circle. Man, that's a hard freaking sell. And so then on top of that, this isn't even their business model. I understand for MoneyGram, they're in the business of remittances, duh. But I'm saying in terms of building out the technology that makes this all happen. Well, I don't see any news where MoneyGram built the equivalent of RippleNet. Do you? Or did Circle? Or did Stellar? The Stellar blockchain exists just like the XRP ledger exists. Did anybody build out this technology? I haven't seen any evidence of that whatsoever. So I'm just not convinced that's the case. It seems like it's just people that are in crypto. They're trying to make everything as interoperable as possible, but you're never going to have every single pair on the planet on every single platform the world over, which is why it's nice to have a bridge like XRP that actually has been globally adopted to this point, and it's just increasing. There's actual utility to that. That's a good thing. This is all fantastic as far as I'm concerned. Then you've got this from Ripple employee Matt Hamilton, who wrote the following. This is on October 2nd. Think about it. What is a stablecoin stable against? Fiat currency, right? Say the United States dollar. So why would someone in Thailand want to use United States dollars to transact with someone in the Philippines? What is the coin stable against for them? Why be beholden to the US? Yeah, exactly. It's the same point that I brought up where I was like, it would be just as silly if I want to convert my United States dollars to just pick your fiat currency. It doesn't really matter. And then for some unknown strange reason, we throw in a stable coin that's representative of the Thai baht. Or pick your coin. I don't care what it is. It's completely absurd. And how are you going to get every exchange the world over to do that? Well, you're not. You've really got your work cut out for you. This is not the right path forward. Even I'd say even if MoneyGram is going to do this, and there's no evidence that they're going to, it's a misguided approach. It really is, because there's the counterparty risk, the idea of onboarding all of this, and then throw on top of that the SEC investigating Circle, who has issued the USDC. Man, what a nightmare. And then you've got this from Matt Hamilton also. This is from September 28th this year. Transactions on the XRP ledger take 3 seconds. Not much room for volatility there. Now, as for stablecoins, which would you use? You want to make a payment from Thailand to Brazil? Which stablecoin would you use? And what is it even stable to? Again, same point here, but it's well taken. Here's a tweet from May 17th this year from Matt Hamilton. Two issues I still don't understand. Number one, what is the value of pegging a stablecoin to a devaluing asset, which is the United States dollar? And number two, how can you use a stablecoin cross-border? What does stable mean from the point of view of two different currencies? Yeah. And so these are questions like when people throw out this idea of stable coins just being used in place of a bridge currency instead of XRP, I don't think they engaged in any critical thinking yet. It just doesn't make sense. And if I'm wrong and it does make sense, somebody better start articulating it, because I sure as hell am not seeing how it makes a damn bit of sense right here. And I don't even know what that, like I read this press release that I read you a few snippets from. I read the thing in its entirety twice and then a bunch of other parts multiple times over. I mean, I probably spent like 2 hours researching this before I even recorded this damn video. And I'm telling you, like, and I'm not new to crypto, I've been in almost 4 years, it doesn't make sense. They don't say what they're doing. So you can read it too, and don't feel like you're stupid or just don't understand crypto after you read it. They're not telling you what they're doing. And so people are just jumping to conclusions, and that's too much. I'll go ahead and wrap up there, though. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.